everybody, this is Crystal. So, you guys ready for a yarn review? Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing this at the making of the video, which is 10/3/2020. This is one of Michael's new yarns. So, we'll go over a little bit. Loops and Threads is Michael's house brand. So, that's their own brand of yarn. So, this would be, Michael's would be where you would be able to purchase that, either online, and I do believe people said it was in some stores. So, we'll just start at the top. It says to hand wash on cold and lay flat to dry. That makes sense to me, considering since I've crocheted with it now. It is classified as a bulky number 5. Knitting needle size is an 8mm. Crochet hook is a 6.5. Now, what's neat about this, it's 94% recycled polyester, 4% acrylic, and the 2% is the viscose, is the flex that you see in it. So it is made with recycled plastic, which is kind of interesting. I think recycled yarns are pretty cool. Now, it does have a bit of a low yardage, 145 yards, or 5.29 ounces, 133 meters, or 150 grams. The color I have here is called Light Gray Flecked. Pretty appropriate name. And it is made in Turkey. Alright, so that's what it's all about. So it is a roving style yarn. So you can tell the roving styles just by the way, right off by the way they look. It's just kind of it's like just spun together roving style. Now, a roving style has the tendency, I always say it's just the nature of the yarn, to go from thick to thin in certain spots, but usually it'll level out at a certain weight, and they did say classify this as a bulky 5, and I do agree with that it's a bulky 5. It's a very pretty color. This one is a gray flecked. Now, the feel of it, I have worked with it because I'm making something with it actually at the moment. It's scarfable, and if you're new to my channel, scarfable is a word I use that I mean that it's soft enough that I would wear a scarf out of it, or I would make something that I would wear against my bare skin and it would not bother me. Some yarns, are itchy and I wouldn't consider them scarfable. This one seems fine. It has a little bit of a shine on it, actually. I don't know if you can see it in the video. Not a lot, but it does have a little bit of a shine to it. I actually do like it. So let me show you what I've made so far. So I'm making a hat and a scarf set at the moment. So this is the start of my scarf. Now, it did recommend a 6.5mm crochet hook, and that is what I used for this. Now, what I have found out though, although it's pretty, it's very, very pretty. I think that looks really cool. What I'm going to do though, since I am making a scarf out of it, I feel that since I used the 6.5mm, it's not going to work for me for a scarf. It's going to be stiffer than what I want my scarf to be. So I'm actually going to redo this. Now there's nothing wrong with the yarn. I'm going to redo it, and I'm going to use a bigger hook, which in exchange is going to leave me a looser scarf. It'll be more looser, more drapier, more manageable. I'm also going to make a matching hat. Now, when I make the matching hat, I will use their recommended 6.5mm crochet hook, which will make a more tighter hat on your head. So that would be the only difference for me. Their recommendation is fine as far as the 6.5mm goes, but for me and the scarf, I want it to be kind of not so tight and not so stiff. Therefore, I'm going to use a bigger hook, which will make it that way for me. But this is what it looks like crocheted up, and I'll crochet a little bit with you. It's roving style, so you might, like I said, you might see it go from thick to thin, which is normal. There's nothing, I mean, it's just the way it is. Here's the back of it. I love flecked yarn too. It is so pretty. I think it's really pretty. Now, although I did say that it was scarfable and, you know, you could wear a scarf with it, it does have a bit of a different feel to it going through your fingers when you crochet because it's recycled plastic. It's not an unpleasant feeling or nothing like that. It's just a different feel. I can't really explain it, but like I mentioned, it's not unpleasant or anything, like where you can't stand to work with it. It doesn't give me the heebie-jeebies or anything. It just feels different. But it's still nice enough that I'm going to, soft enough that I can make a scarf out of it, which is what I'm making. And as you can see, it crochets fine. Nothing wrong with the way it crochets. But it being a roving, sometimes rovings don't, if you mess up, don't always come out very well when you try to pull it apart. Again, that's just kind of the nature of a roving. You don't really want to make too many mistakes with a roving style yarn. Some come out a lot better than others, but you know, it's kind of a yarn that's known for try not to make a mistake with it. But I'll go ahead and show you. See how it crocheted up just fine for me. Didn't get really hung up or anything. It's coming out okay. I'm going to tear this whole thing apart because, like I said, I'm going to use a bigger hook for my scarf. But it probably will get hung up. See right there, it got hung up once in a few spots. I tore out a couple rows earlier because I made a mistake. And it really doesn't get hung up as bad as some roving yarns that I've used. As you can see, some I've used, man, you couldn't even get past one row. I mean, one stitch without it hanging up on every stitch. But this one doesn't do too bad as far as if you make a mistake. But it will get hung up a couple times, I've noticed. See that? That's not bad for a roving yarn. Honestly, that's doing pretty good. Only got one hung up one time after all them rows. I'm taking it apart, like I said. I'm doing something different. But I'm making a hat and scarf set out of this. And like I said, I'm going to use the bigger hook for the scarf. And then the recommended, there it got hung up. The recommended hook size for the hat. So you'll be looking for those tutorials on my channel. Probably tomorrow. Or soon. I don't know when you're going to be watching this video, but just look for it on my channel and my playlist. So it's getting hung up a bit down here, a little bit. So, well, let's just talk about, so you see how it looks worked up. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. It's got that shine to it. I love flecked yarn. I mean, I absolutely love flecked in my yarn. So, that's another plus. Plus, it's a bulky five, which is my favorite. Plus, it's a roving, which is my favorite. So, it's got pretty much everything good going for me to like it. Except for the price. You know, I always complain about the price. But that's okay, because this is what I complain about. Okay, now regular at Michael's, this is $7.99 for 145 yards of a recycled plastic roving type yarn with flex. Now, the high price tag, I think that it's not extremely high. Really, it's not. It is a bulky 5. It does have flex. And I think maybe they put a higher price tag because it's made from recyclable stuff. I noticed other yarn companies that make recyclable yarns have a higher price tag too. That could be a reason why. But $7.99 is what it regularly cost. And they have 18 colors available on their website. It looks like half of them are solid colors with no flex, and the other half look like, or almost half of them have flex, multicolored flex like this. I really like the flex. Here is a solid color one that I bought. So this is the solid. And as again, it does have a slight shine. I really like that. It's very slight. And here's the ones with the multicolor flex. I do like both, but I prefer flecked yarn. It's just something that I like. So overall, let's go ahead. I crocheted with it. I showed you a swatch of what it looks like. It's really pretty, easy to crochet with. Came out remarkably easy actually for me. it's got everything good going for it, for me to like it. But roving style yarns are not for everybody. Flex yarns are not for everybody. But I don't know why. I think roving style is so cool. And a lot of people tell me they're scared to try roving. Roving is my #1 favorite yarn, next to chain spun, and I mean, I don't know why, I just like it a lot. I think it makes a really cool project. So, but anyways, naturally it has everything, this yarn has everything that I like, so I'm probably going to give it a higher rating. I always recommend, though, remember, these are my own personal opinions. I'm not affiliated with Michaels at all, so this is an unaffiliated review. I bought this yarn myself, and I'm just telling you my thoughts on it. I like it. I think it's cool. I don't think there's too many downfalls, other than the price is just okay for me. You know, I'm not going to say that I won't pay the $7.99, because I will pay $7.99 for it, because I did. I paid, I actually got this on sale at first, because Michaels has sales all the time. But I did pay $7.99 for it. I bought another color, a rusty color that had multicolored flecks in it. And I bought 6 balls of it because I wanted to make a bigger project with it. So, I mean, I did pay it. Did I want to? Not really. But did I like it enough to do it? Yes. But remember, Michaels has sales all the time. I think maybe at the making of this video, they might be having 20% off. So you could get it 20% off and try it out, see if it's for you. Remember, though, when you work with it, going through your fingers, it does feel a little bit different. But like I said, not unpleasant, not heebie-jeebie feeling, just different, because it's recycled plastic. But overall, I like it. Now, it does say to hand wash and lay flat. I always recommend that with any article that you can do it with. Even if it's just 100% acrylic, it's always good to hand wash and lay flat. You spend hours and hours sometimes crocheting stuff. If you have the ability to hand wash, the time and the space, and lay flat, I always recommend that. But I know not everybody does. So, but this is one that you're going to want to hand wash and lay flat to dry. I can see after working with it, like, I understand that why they would want you to do that. The flex in general, just the overall roving appearance, you just don't want it coming undone in the washing machine. So gently washing it by hand, laying it flat to dry. I know some people tell me they wash stuff that says lay flat, or hand wash, lay flat, in special bags in their washing machine on gentle, and it works well for them. I don't know. I mean, that seems like that's pretty possible. I've never tried that, but I mean, that's always something you could do. But yeah, I like it. So I'm going to give it a rating. I always rate my yarns on a scale 1 through 10 on how much I like it versus price versus like yardage, and if I think it's worth the money and cool factor and everything. I would give this one, ooh, now that, like I said, the price is a little high, but it's not a price I wouldn't pay, because I did pay it. It's probably because of the flex. It's probably because it's a bulky 5, because you get more. I'll get further on 145 of a bulky 5 than I would 145 yards of a 4-weight when I'm making my scarf. And it's recycled. You got to take that in consideration. So yeah. All right. I decided I'm going to give it a 9. Now remember, this is not going to be for everybody because of everything that it's made. You know, like I said, it's a bulky 5. Not everybody likes bulky 5s. I love bulky 5. It's roving. Roving isn't for everybody. I love roving. It's my favorite. It's flecked. I love flex. One of my favorites. But they do have the solids if you don't like flex. So I always recommend, don't always take my word for it. Grab one when it's on sale. Give it a go. See what you think about it. And if you like it, like I do, buy more. Make this hat and scarf set when I'm finished, or find it on my channel and make it up with it, or make whatever you want with it. But I really like it. I think it's a cool yarn. I think it's a cool concept, And I think Michaels did a very good job on this one, and I have already been a repeat customer of it. Like I said, I already bought a rust because they didn't have it at the time I bought the gray, but I already bought the rust with flex in it. I haven't received it yet, but yeah, I like it. I would pay. I mean, I paid the $7.99, didn't want to, but I did it anyways because I liked it that much. I would have preferred to have gotten it on sale, but it is what it is. I like it. I'll buy it. I will continue to buy it. It's pretty cool if you ask me. So that's my review. Give it a thumbs up. Good job, Michaels. I like loops and threads. They got a lot of good yarns. So thanks everybody for watching. Remember, let me know. Remember not to just take my word for it though. Just you buy it whenever you get a chance. If you see it in your local Michaels and it's on sale. If you've already purchased it, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Do you like it? You guys rate it. If you've already had it and you've used it, you give it. You tell me on a scale of 1 through 10 what you would rate it. I'm giving it a 9 because I think it's cool. Now what I'm going to get back to work is undoing this, and I'm going to work it with a bigger hook so it's a little bit looser, and then I'm going to make a hat with the recommended 6.5 millimeter. And then I'm going to put the tutorial on my channel. So I'm going to get to work. I will see you guys on my next video. Hey, as always, stay safe. Thanks everybody for watching.